When you age, one of the most common health concerns that shows up is something called an enlarged prostate. In medical terms, it's known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. Now, the prostate is a small gland about the size of a walnut when you're young. It sits just below your bladder and surrounds the tube that carries urine out of your body, called the urethra. Over time, as testosterone and other hormones in your body shift, the prostate slowly grows. For some men, it grows just a little and doesn't cause much trouble. But for many, especially after the age of 50, it can become big enough to press on the urethra and block the flow of urine. Now, you might be thinking, why does this matter to me? Well, when the prostate swells, you feel the effects every single day. You may notice you're running to the bathroom more often, especially at night. That's called nocturia, waking up multiple times to urinate, and it can leave you feeling tired, drained, and irritated. Some men describe the stream of urine as weak, or they feel like they never fully empty their bladder. Others experience a sudden, urgent need to go, but when they get there, only a few drops come out. Over time, that can cause frustration, anxiety, and even embarrassment. And it's not just about inconvenience. A bladder that doesn't empty properly can increase your risk of infections, bladder stones, and in rare cases, kidney damage. So while some men brush it off as just part of getting older, ignoring it can make things worse in the long run. Let's talk for a moment about why this happens. When you age, your testosterone level naturally drops, but another hormone called dihydrotestosterone, or DHT, remains active inside the prostate. DHT signals the prostate cells to grow, almost like fertilizer on a plant. Over decades, that slow, steady growth can make the gland much larger than it should be. Add in changes in estrogen balance, which also happens as you age, and the result is a gland that keeps pressing on your bladder outlet. And here's the truth, you're not alone in this. Studies show that more than half of men in their 60s and up to 90% of men in their 80s have some degree of prostate enlargement. So if you've noticed yourself getting up several times at night, struggling with a weak stream, or planning your outings around where the nearest bathroom is, know that this is extremely common. The good news is there are natural ways, supported by science, that can make a real difference. I'm going to share with you something you may not expect. Yes, a specific type of meat that research has linked to better prostate health. But before I reveal that, I want you to really understand how powerful food and lifestyle choices can be in slowing prostate growth and easing symptoms. That way, when you hear the recommendation, it will make perfect sense to you. So stay with me because in just a moment, I'll share that surprising food choice that could help support a healthier prostate. Now let's get into what you've been waiting for, the food choice that can actually support your prostate health. And it might surprise you because for years, people have talked only about vegetables, seeds, and supplements. But research has shown that fish, especially fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, may play a powerful role in calming down the processes that make your prostate swell. Here's why. Fatty fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats work inside your body like natural fire extinguishers, cooling down the silent inflammation that builds up in tissues as you age. Remember earlier I explained that hormones like dihydrotestosterone or DHT push the prostate to grow? Well, when inflammation is high, that growth becomes more aggressive and more uncomfortable. By adding omega-3 rich fish into your meals, you help your body push back against that process, keeping your prostate from becoming overly enlarged. One study published in a major medical journal showed that men who regularly ate fatty fish had lower markers of prostate inflammation compared to those who rarely ate it. Another report pointed out that diets higher in omega-3 were linked with a reduced risk of having severe urinary symptoms. That's not a miracle cure, but it's real science showing that what you put on your plate can directly affect how often you're running to the bathroom at night. Now, let me make this clear. I'm not saying that eating fish will shrink your prostate overnight, but it can help create an environment in your body where growth slows down and symptoms ease. Think of it like taking care of a garden. If you water it and keep the weeds down, the plants grow steady and healthy instead of out of control. Omega-3s help keep the weeds of inflammation in check. The best part? Adding fatty fish doesn't have to be complicated. 2 servings a week, say grilled salmon on Sunday and a small can of sardines with lunch on Wednesday, can start giving your body the omega-3 boost it needs. If you're someone who doesn't like fish at all, there are high-quality omega-3 supplements. But remember, food first is always the best approach. And here's something else most men don't realize. Fatty fish is also rich in vitamin D. Low levels of vitamin D have been linked to faster prostate growth. So by eating fish, you're not just calming inflammation, you're also supporting hormone balance that protects your prostate. So imagine this. Instead of feeling frustrated at night getting up 3, 4, or even 5 times, you could take a simple step with your diet that sets the stage for better sleep, more energy, and less stress. That's the kind of daily difference something as small as choosing salmon instead of red meat at dinner can make. But here's the key. Food alone isn't the full answer. To get the maximum benefit for your prostate, you need to combine the right foods with lifestyle habits that keep your bladder and hormones in balance. So in the next section, I'll walk you through the simple steps you can take, changes that don't require a complete overhaul of your life, but that can work alongside your diet to protect your prostate for years to come. So now you know that fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel can be powerful allies for your prostate. But food works best when it's paired with habits that support your body every single day. And the great news is, these changes aren't extreme. They're small shifts that you can start today. And over time, they add up to better sleep, stronger bladder control, and more confidence in your health. The first step is hydration management. Many men think the answer is to stop drinking water, but that actually makes things worse. When you cut back too much, your urine becomes concentrated, which irritates your bladder and makes you feel like you need to go even more often. The smarter way is to sip water during the day, but reduce heavy drinking 2 hours before bedtime. That way, you keep your body hydrated while still protecting your nighttime rest. Next is movement. You don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights. Even something as simple as a 30-minute walk 5 days a week helps regulate your hormones, reduce belly fat, and lower inflammation, all of which support prostate health. Sitting for long hours puts extra pressure on the pelvic area, which can worsen urinary symptoms. So if you're at a desk or in front of the TV a lot, stand up and stretch every hour. Your prostate will thank you. Another important tip is to limit foods that make symptoms worse. Spicy foods, caffeine, and alcohol are known bladder irritants. They don't cause prostate enlargement, but they can make the urgency and frequency much more noticeable. By cutting back on that extra cup of coffee in the afternoon, or swapping spicy dinners for milder options, you may notice fewer bathroom trips at night. Let's not forget stress control. When you're under constant stress, your body releases more cortisol, which interferes with hormone balance. That can make prostate growth worse. Simple breathing exercises, listening to calming music, or even gentle yoga can lower stress hormones and improve your body's natural rhythm. And here's a point that often gets overlooked: maintaining a healthy weight. Extra fat tissue, especially around the belly, increases estrogen levels and lowers testosterone. Remember earlier we talked about how hormone balance is key to prostate size? Carrying extra weight tilts that balance in the wrong direction. The good news is, even losing a few pounds can shift things back in your favor. When you put all of this together, eating fatty fish a couple of times a week, staying active, managing your hydration, reducing bladder irritants, lowering stress, and keeping a healthy weight, you create the best possible environment for your prostate to stay healthy and for your symptoms to stay under control. So let me ask you, if making these changes could help you sleep through the night, enjoy outings without worrying about the nearest bathroom, and give you peace of mind about your long-term health, wouldn't it be worth it? If you found this video helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends, because chances are they're dealing with the same issues and could use this information too. Remember, small steps today can protect your prostate tomorrow.